I'm approaching one of the top 10 things on TripAdvisor to do in Belfast. You ready for it? Boom! It's to look at this big, stupid fish. Welcome to Belfast, UK. I've always been kind of confused with the whole UK, Great Britain, and then the individual countries. So I think we're in Northern Ireland, which is also part of the UK. But I don't know, don't quote me on that. If it's wrong, you'll just never see it in footage. Yay! The Titanic was built in Belfast, and I did not know that till I got to Belfast. And this is a whole museum/exhibit, I guess. The building's really cool itself. It's built to look like a number of the points from the front of the ship. A beautiful building with beautiful views from inside. It's definitely a good way to spend $25, which is a lot, but you learn some stuff. We just went on a ride, if you can call it that, and they talked a lot about the construction of the Titanic. They used a lot of technical words, so I didn't really get a firm grasp on it all. And they did a whole skit bit with voiceovers as if people were workers on the ship, so that was interesting.
It used to be the largest passenger ship in the world, but we didn't call her Titanic then. You only had candles for light. And the constant hammering.
Now we're at some observation deck, and they're really just talking about the launch of the boat, but the view from this little space is pretty awesome. I never really would have thought about this in the past, but I guess they finished the actual hull of the ship, they built it structurally, and then went back and finished everything internally. They didn't do both at the same time, so I don't even know. They may have moved locations. I'm sure if I read one of the millions of pages of information in this place, I could figure that out. I'd rather look at pictures though. So they finished it structurally, and then they designed it inside to make it all lavish and exciting, so they could charge a very, very pretty penny to ride on the awesome, unsinkable ship. If you were not lucky enough to live in the first class cabins, you got a shitty cabin like this. I would not fit, or that's it. I just wouldn't fit in a cabin this size, nor would I want to. I think I need to get rich in case another Titanic's made, and that way I can ride the first class one, because I'm not doing the coach. That's bullshit. I have a whole exhibit of survivors of the Titanic, and talked about their stories in the last few minutes as the ship sank, and really, really sad stuff, way sadder than the movie. And they also talk about the movies. They say about how it's all depicted in every film that's been created about the Titanic, and how that's really shaped what people think about the ship and their whole journey, and how it might not necessarily be true because it is cinematic and not necessarily true to life, but they kind of draw the comparisons and contrasts. Parting thoughts leaving the Titanic Belfast. Basically, it's an incredible exhibit. It's very, very sad. If you look closely, that says tit, and I think it's funny. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there I couldn't really film. I should probably stop going to really sad things. This kind of rivaled Hiroshima for me, where it's a big event in history, but you kind of don't really know how to act or feel in there. It's a little bizarre, a little surreal. There's little to nothing about the film Titanic, so if you're hoping to see any of that, you're way off. I did learn that there's a film called A Night to Remember, and that is the closest thing historically to the actual events. I also laughed a lot because in the gift shop, there's a ton of this stuff, which is varying qualities of the big necklace from Titanic. And I laughed because the exhibit has little to nothing about the film Titanic, but then the gift shop is 40% stuff from the film. I don't know, I thought that was a little weird. I think that's pretty funny, actually. The best part about the Titanic exhibit is that one of the front desk guys told us that there's a Canadian bar nearby, and that makes me really, really happy inside. I'm approaching one of the top 10 things on TripAdvisor to do in Belfast. You ready for it? Boom! It's to look at this big, stupid fish. That's it. You're here now. You've seen one of the top 10 things in all of Belfast. Congratulations. Welcome to Rocky's, Ireland's only Canadian bar. Really excited. The front has it's got a Mountie and a Native on the doors. I don't really know why. But then just a ton of hockey memorabilia around it. And there's Jeremy. Jeremy! This is Jeremy. He's French-Canadian, so it kind of counts. What are you hoping to get out of this experience inside of Rocky's?
A lot of hockey.
You want some hockey?
A lot of it.
That's cool. And then there's Coral in the background. She's from Alaska, so she's gonna wait outside while we eat. Rocky's has a ton of different memorabilia from all over Canada, like a ton. This whole wall is devoted to Wayne Gretzky, the great one. For those of you that don't know, he's a hockey player. He's kind of a big deal. On this wall, there's multiple autographs by Don Cherry. This is Belfast Giants. This is their hockey team. Over there, we got Bobby Orr's autograph. Jeremy, what do you think about the Belfast Giants?
The jersey is horrible. Horrible. The color is horrible.
Behind me, there is a wall of all of the CIS, that's Canadian University hockey teams in all of Canada. And Jim, the owner, really cool guy, told us that it is the biggest collection certified by the CIS, and it's pretty awesome. So we have Waterloo, that's where I went to university. There's other schools on here where I have friends and family that went to. My parents went to the universities here. It's this whole wall of 51, I think he said, teams across Canada. We're playing these slot machines that I've seen in a number of places in the UK. That's Will and John. Yeah, we have no freaking idea how to play these slot machines.
There's a skateboard here.
There's an incredible amount of lights, and it just makes no sense. We just keep pressing buttons. Hey, dipshit.
I won.
I won too. Holy shit.
Woo! Won 5 pounds.
5 pounds.
I won 9 pounds.
You fucking dumb.
On one spin?
There we go.
Madness.
Boom. Here we go. Just gonna put my hard-earned cash right here. Spin the fuck out of that. It's a 7.
Nailed it.
Ooh, not quite what I'm looking for. I got the stopper. I got the fucking stopper bump. I got the fucking stopper back in the garden, the Harvard fucking yard. And the 5, 6, 7, 8 Monopoly Super Cash.
What does it mean?
Go for more? Pall Mall pounds? Right here. Those are cigarettes.
I'm hitting the button.
All right.
When it tells me I'm doing good,
Yeah.
I get happy.
This area serves as kind of a monument to Irish athletes who have made it into major league sports and everywhere around the world. It's pretty sweet to see all this history packed into one bar, all collected by one dude, Jim. Really cool dude. Come to Rocky's bar, say hi to Jim, tell him I sent you maybe. There is every sports team's jersey in here, ones that don't exist anymore, college teams, OHL teams, every hockey team possible. They have a jersey from my hometown, shout out to Brampton Battalion, who don't even play there anymore. It's an awesome jersey, incredibly nostalgic, to find in Ireland, of all places.
Hey, Will.
What do you put in the morning?
You can have you right now, Will.
Let's talk politics, a touchy subject that everyone tries to avoid, myself included. But going to Ireland, you need to know to not talk politics. The tension between Ireland and Northern Ireland and separatists, etc., is very, very intense. You kind of want to avoid it at any cost. On the topic of politics, I want to express my deepest condolences to my sister country, America. Just remember that sometimes your leadership does not necessarily reflect you as an individual. The most inspiring thing I saw through all of this mess is a post from Macklemore on his Instagram account talking about the future of his daughter. And when he came to terms that he has no control over Trump or the presidency or anything like that, but he does have control over the way that he raises his daughter, and that he can instill the correct mentalities in raising that daughter and make sure that she grows up to be the person that he wants, and those are the things that he does have control over. So everyone stay calm and just remember that you have more control than you think, and just do your best each and every day to spread love and acceptance and, you know, persevere over all of these circumstances that are thrown at you. Welcome to today's challenges, I guess. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and stay tuned for another one just like it next Thursday. Of course, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and follow my travels around the world. And while you're here, why not check out a video from last week or the week before where I explore 2 drastically different castles. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.